All right, welcome back to Gunners Unfiltered, episode 2. I'm here with my boy Semir from Casuals FC. How you
Mhm.
living, brother?
Honestly, man, it could be better. It could be better. It's been a
I
roller
hear
coaster
that.
of a week. I'm sure you know what the results and whatnot, but like I said, it could be better.
Definitely. You said it, the roller coaster. So we was on that downhill from the FA Cup, getting knocked out of that. Then we got back on the high from the Tottenham match, the North London Derby.
Mhm.
And then we back down versus Unai Emery and Villa, man. Talk about that last game. What are your thoughts on that game?
Again, I was one of the few that predicted a 2-2, right? I predicted a 2-2 or an L. Something about Arteta not knowing how to get a result
Yeah.
against Emery, dating back to his days in Villarreal, knocked us out the Europa League 3 years ago. So again, nothing about the game surprised me at all. At all. Ironically enough, the attackers did their job. That's the funny part. The
Yeah,
attackers did
yeah.
their job where I feel like that's where we would lack.
hmm
And defensively we'd be solid, but no, it was the exact opposite of anything. And we conceded two silly goals before you know it, 2-2 in a matter of 10 minutes. And that was it.
Yeah, I think the second halftime, Unai Emery definitely spoke. He
Hmm.
probably didn't have some good stuff to say for his team in the halftime because they came out and bang, bang, scored right back. In the 60th and
Hmm.
10 minutes again, they scored again. So I
Hmm.
definitely think his halftime team talk,
Hmm.
definitely played a big factor in them just getting that draw against us.
Hmm.
Again, he did make some good changes. He
He
saw
did.
where they needed changes, and he made those changes, and they
Mhm.
worked to his benefit.
Yeah.
They drew the game, but kudos to Havertz. Give big shout out to him. He
Yeah.
was getting a lot of hate lately, and then he just shut the haters up. But he scored
Yeah.
a goal, so credit to him. But do you think Saliba was the factor in our defense just not pulling through and just getting across the finish line with the points?
For sure. I mean, obviously, if Saliba came back, we would see Timber right back, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, though, I don't want to blame that because it's like we have to understand a fun fact for you, Nigel, and our also fans listening in. We are out of the 7 games with Partey starting a right back, we only won
Yeah.
once. Lost 6 times, we won once. All right. So obviously, we saw that game that he's not fit to be a right back. It doesn't matter how many line breaking passes he has. He could not defend. He doesn't have the defensive awareness. He could not be a right back. In addition to that, it would have been better if Timber was the right back, and then you
Fair.
put Kivior as center back, or even Declan Rice as center back, because he was a center back at the with West Ham's academy and Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just not understanding why he's persisting with Partey right back. And obviously, we saw what happened. The second goal, he slept
Yeah.
easily. Watkins buries it. So it's, of course, if Saliba coming in, yes, it would have led to Timber being a right back. But in addition to that, what's the point of having depth if we're not going to use it, right?
True.
So yes, it does make a difference if Saliba did come back. But at the same time, too, though, questions have to be asked about Arteta. How many times will he persist on Timber? I mean, Partey at right back? It's not going to work. It will never work. It will never work.
We're probably gonna see him again for the Wednesday match, the Champions League match. So I'm curious to see what's gonna transpire from that game. But
Mhm.
any positives? Yeah, I know you're big on Arteta and just the crew, the infrastructure of the team. Any positives from that game from your standpoint?
Positives, Trossard and Havertz, they did something. I was very proud of them. Trossard, amazing game. Two great assists, and then of
Yeah.
course Havertz bearing as well too. Martinelli got a goal too, so it's good that our attackers are getting confident. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like I'm not gonna make much of it because it's like the Champions League game will come around and then they might not score the easy goals again. So I don't trust them ultimately. They can have a
Yeah.
good game, but I don't trust them. The reality is, Nigel, think about we played the worst Tottenham team for as long as I can remember.
Yeah. With
The
Ange.
worst
Yeah.
Man United team in the history of Man United, for sure. And we only managed to score 3 goals, right? And I
hmm
think, leading up to the Villa game, that was the team I was scared of the most. Not Tottenham, not
Yeah.
United. It was
Same.
that team at home. And I was right. 2-2, we didn't get the dub. So that's one positive. The second positive is literally Saka being injured is allowing him to rest. Saka
Yeah.
being injured is allowing Mikel Arteta to not bury him to the ground. So that is the only positive for me. Honestly,
No,
as sad as it sounds, that is the only positive.
I totally hear you with that one. I would say like I was at the bar. Everyone was going nuts when we scored. We were up.
Hmm.
Spirits were lifted. People were happy.
Yeah.
Cheers, all that good stuff. And then the second half just came around the corner.
Hmm.
Bang, bang. Ollie Watkins is our kryptonite. Like he consistently just makes the fans upset. And
Honestly.
he knows that. He knows that. I think he lives for this.
Yeah.
And it's just so frustrating. Like again, strikers.
Hmm.
We did good this time, but we could see like we need that striking position because Moreno with that last goal that was disallowed,
Hmm.
everyone thought that was a goal. The
Yeah.
crowd, that was a Cinderella moment for us,
It
yo. A
was.
Cinderella moment because
Was.
Liverpool won before that,
Hmm.
and now Nottingham Forest is tied with us. So we have 44 points with Nottingham Forest. So we in some sticky mud right now. And Liverpool look like they're just running away with it. Smooth sailing, smooth sailing.
Hmm.
They even pulled it off in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
closed the game off. I was like, all right, it's a draw. 1 point. We got this. Going to Villa. It is what it is.
Hmm.
I got to the bar. Look, pull up the score.
2-0.
2-0. I'm like, what? What kind of sorcery witchcraft is this? But
Crazy.
that's just the Liverpool, and they know what's up, and
Yeah.
they have a mission, and they going for it. But
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate, man. It's super unfortunate. We dropped points. We
Hmm.
could have a little more closer to Liverpool, but
Hmm.
it is what it is. At the end of the day, we got to move on. We got to keep looking ahead.
It's
But it,
that's the thing though. It's like it's they Liverpool drops points and then we do the same thing, right?
yeah,
It's like whenever they drop points, you know what? Liverpool, it's okay. Here you go. We'll give it back to you again. It's the same thing every single time. It's a roller coaster. In addition to that, right? It's think about Liverpool, right? In a dire need a moment of
yeah,
an individual brilliance, right? They need something, and they're bringing on a 70 million, right, striker.
true.
They even had Chiesa on the bench or
Yeah,
Jota as well. And think about who they had to bring versus us, right? A lone player that's literally his best days are gone. You saw Sterling did not look good at all. And then you just have a bunch of reserves and academy players. 18 days into the transfer window, the board has done nothing. So it's like this team is not serious. This institution is not serious. The owner's not serious. That's
that's
the truth.
really
That's
if you
what
really like all the positivity and the glams out of it, if you really look into it from a not even an Arsenal's fan standpoint, like from us our point, like if you
Mhm.
just look into it, it's really kind of like, what are we doing? We're looking like a bottom side team, like in terms
Literally,
of like how we move, man.
literally,
Because
brother.
like you said, we're like January 19th. A
Hmm.
couple a week and some change left for the transfer window, and
Yeah.
we have not brought in one player. We haven't even talked about it. I see rumors about Benjamin Seko, but do you want to play that doesn't even want to come to our team?
Hmm.
Do
Hmm.
you even want to play that doesn't even want to come to our team? Because
Hmm.
before he said he doesn't want to even come to our team, and he's staying with RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
His team doesn't even want him to go to Arsenal. So do you even want to put that extra amount of money to bring a player that doesn't even want to come to our team?
Hmm.
It doesn't make sense to me, and at the end of the day, we don't have a Edu, we don't have Arteta. We relied on Arteta and his team to go make these deals, which I don't think he's possible and capable of doing by himself. He can't do everything by himself, and it's just fortunate. But looking into the transfer window, who do you think we're gonna sign anyone for the transfer window, or you think this is it? We're gonna ride it out this season.
No,
Sterling better step it up or something.
no, we will definitely sign players. And knowing Arsenal, right, and how we operate, the past couple of years, I know everything how Arsenal work. Trust me. We're gonna sign a quote unquote market opportunity loan signing, right? We're not signing anybody for 70 million, 100 million. No, because I
Yeah.
know how this team operates. We only look for the summer. So the reality is, I think the owners, including Arteta, may have given up after this game for the season,
Mhm.
for the title.
So
So that's I don't
yeah.
think they have reason to have a big investment this winter. But knowing us, knowing anything about us, it's going to be a loan opportunity signing. So I hope whoever that player is, it's a player that that can impact the team.
Yeah.
That's still young. That's still hungry.
Yeah.
Somebody that's that has something to prove, right? Somebody that's
Mhm.
been ousted by their former club. Look, for me, it might be a long shot, but if we get Rashford in, I'll be pretty happy.
No,
Um,
it's fair, yeah.
but he's still 27, 28. He has a lot to prove.
Still got some legs in him,
He
definitely.
still has it for sure. I think individually he's brilliant. I think he's a maverick. He's a game changer. I think he displaces Martinelli in a heartbeat if he finds form. So, like I said, I hope he
Don't
comes back.
say that too loud to the Arsenal fans,
No, I
man.
don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. They need to hear it. Well, I'm not being quiet. You guys will hear it from me. Like, no,
Hey,
I,
I
I've been
feel
on this. I've been on this for many years. I don't care. We're Arsenal. We're the Arsenal, right? We deserve elite
yes,
attackers. We deserve elite players.
100%.
So I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not resting until I get better attackers because the reality is, brother, history does not lie to us. If you look at the title winners in the past, Champions League
Yeah,
winners, Premier League winners, look at their attackers, bro. Look at their attackers, Nigel. I guarantee you they had at least two elite attackers, at
yeah,
least two all timers. Nobody in the history of the game has won the league employing average subpar attackers. It's not
yeah,
possible. It doesn't matter how good our defense is. It's not possible if we have cogs and machines.
100%.
Subpar players, if we don't have game changers. Trossard, Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, Sterling. These are all sub players, right? They're all squad players. None of them start for any top 16. None of them, let alone Newcastle O'Brien. Let
Yeah,
alone Newcastle O'Brien or Villa. Villa brought in Leon Bailey and Duran, bro. Aston Villa. And we
yeah,
brought in a 30-year-old Sterling on loan. It is embarrassing at the highest level, incompetent at the highest level. The board has made a mockery of us. They don't give a shit as long as we get top four Champions League money. So it's like questions have to be asked. Arsenal fans have to mobilize and like they have to protest. They have to ask questions because if
yeah,
we're all happy and we're constantly smiling after one win, and we're just all just this, we all have to just be together and ask for more, demand for more. We're not a mid-table club. We're not a mid-table. We were once an elite club with
yeah.
Henri Bergkamp in them. So it's just fans have to wake up, man. Fans have
No,
to wake up. And also, I
100.
want to too. I had this man in the background with me today.
I was
If
gonna ask about that as well. Like, what's
you
the
guys know, that is Julian Nagelsmann, a top manager, a top German manager. Look, I sympathize with Arteta. At the end of the day, the board hasn't made it easy on him. But the
Mhm.
reality is, he is the most backed Arsenal manager I've ever seen in my lifetime. I have never seen a manager backed like this. 750 million in
Yeah,
5 years. So you did get the money, brother. You got the money. You made the sandwich. You made the sandwich, so don't complain. You
yeah,
made the sandwich. You've made your bet. Now you got to lie in it. You wasted the funds on defenders. You wasted the funds on midfielders.
yeah,
Don't come crying to your owners, to us, saying you need better players. So at the end of the day,
yeah.
look, you know me. If you don't get any trophy this season, I think you should be sacked. And I want this man fired. I want him to come to the club. But yes, that's my little rant.
No, no, I hear you, and I sorry if I'm laughing. I'm just I'm just smiling through the pain. I'm just smiling through the pain. But like you said previously, like all the elite teams that won a Premier League title have a main striker. Even going back to Leicester City, Jamie
Mahrez,
Vardy.
Mahrez,
Jamie Vardy at that time was doing bits, and I forgot the winger.
Mahrez.
Mahrez, yes, Mahrez,
Mhm,
top class. They were doing bits, and it
mhm.
goes back to what you're saying. Absolutely, we definitely need that striker. But I think they're gonna panic buy and just buy
Oh, yeah.
someone just to appease the fans
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of pressure for the
Mhm.
fans.
Oh,
But
yeah.
on the back end, I think they're just over it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we'll see it out the season.
Mhm.
If it wasn't to the fans and just putting all that pressure, they would not. I don't
Oh, yeah.
think they would even do any kind of negotiations, no
Mhm,
contracts or anything. They're
mhm,
gonna, pile it on to the next season because
mhm,
I think they still try to figure out the sporting director situation. It's a lot of internal structurally
mhm,
stuff that needs to happen in
mhm,
order for us to attract these big players. Because who wants to come to a club
mhm,
with the past history, like
mhm,
always coming up short,
mhm,
or players that leave the club
mhm,
does exceptionally better when
mhm,
they leave the club. And you could
mhm,
see ESR.
mhm,
ESR just scored over the weekend for
mhm,
Fulham. He's doing his thing. I
mhm.
mean, Eddie's still he
Yeah.
can't get a place with Marteta. Like Marteta's doing bits right now. That's a top class
Yeah.
striker, a big striker, and he's doing thing. But
Mhm,
everyone else seems to flourish. Even Reese, he's on loan. People are thinking about calling him back to Arsenal. What are your thoughts on that? Bringing him back early from his loan spell. In theory, I don't think he's gonna add much. I mean, he's better than Sterling. Don't get me wrong, but
mhm,
I think as for a player and his improvement, I think Fulham is the right place for him, and it will be
mhm,
kind of like selfish for us to bring him back to Arsenal, even though we still own him. I think
mhm,
it would be selfish for his production as a player and
mhm.
as a human being. I think he doesn't need to come back into with all that pressure, all the eyes on him, and
Agreed.
expect him to produce. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's a sticky situation. But I do think they're gonna panic buy in the
Mm-hmm.
summer. I mean, in January window, just
100%.
to appease the fans and just to get like a little more fan momentum on their sides. But in
100%.
terms of like Sterling, he reminds me so much of William, the our signing William, just the
Uh,
same thing, and it's frustrating. You saw that last couple minutes of that last game, he had chances to do things, and it just ball control out of the speed. Like you could totally see the lack of confidence, but do we? Why we keep doing this? Why we keep biting ourselves in the butt? It's just I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's super frustrating. And like you said before, Arteta, you think if we don't get anything by this season, you want Arteta to be out, and the coach behind you right there is
mhm.
a good fit for Arsenal. How do you think he would fit the system if Arteta leaves this next season?
Yeah. So look, one thing you should know about me, Nigel, right, and to anybody tuning in is that I freaking love Jordan managers. I love Jordan managers so much, and I love their style of play too. Getting
Hmm.
press football, high intensity pressing, attacking football. You're seeing Hansi Flick right now with Barcelona, immediate impact. Thomas Tuchel, Klopp, obviously Liverpool. For me, is my favorite brand of football. So that's number one. The second thing is automatically you'd make us more exciting to watch, right? Back to the
Yeah,
good old Arsenal days, we would be more attacking. We would not see terrorist football that we're seeing from Arteta. Like that, you're not going to see that. Over the line on
yeah,
defenders, um, not pressing high, sitting back, just not being fearless, right? Going for that lethal pass, going for that lethal shot. It's like not holding back our attackers too. Like the way Martinelli and Saka, right? They have one of the most like recoveries, tackles made, and trackbacks out of all the
yeah,
wingers in Europe. Are moving
yeah,
like
100%.
wing backs. That should not be the case. Like, we should
Fair
not.
enough.
They should not be on a leash. That's what I'm saying. We have
Yeah.
Saliba, Gabriel. We have great defenders for a reason. Use them. Let's use our defenders. Let's trust them and let
Hmm.
our attackers go up and flourish. But that's not happening. So that's the first thing you're gonna see. If Julian comes in, the first thing you're gonna see is Saka having more touches, their freedom to shoot more, to stay up more, and do his thing, right?
Yeah.
In addition to that, too, I trust the talent ID way more than Arteta. I really do. I think I trust him to use our funds better, to buy better players. Especially the market up in Germany. They know Julian from Bayern, from the German national team. They will come play for him, right? If Julian came to Arsenal, for example, I could see Florian Wirtz coming. You know Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Top player.
Top
I could,
center mid, yeah.
mhm.
Attacking mid, yeah.
I could just see us playing like the way Barcelona are playing, just exciting football. Highline is just, yeah, it might be suicidal at times, but it'll be exciting like the good old days. And I think we have our chance of winning trophies if we bring a man like that into the team. I think Arteta, in my opinion, is out of his depth. He's still a rookie. He's still learning. He should
Hmm.
not be experimenting at a big club like Arsenal, in my opinion. He should have never
Fair
been
enough.
with. Should have went somewhere overseas, like the way Fabregas is doing with Como,
Yeah.
or what's his name? Who's the coach for Leverkusen right now? I forgot his name. I'm blanking right now.
I know you're talking about, but I'm blanking as well.
Yeah, Xabi Alonso. Again, his
Xavi, yeah, yeah, Xavi.
Leverkusen. All these young managers are starting out small. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
Paul is the only manager, the only inexperienced manager at a big club like Arsenal. So it's no coincidence. 6 years in, a lot of money spent. We have nothing to show for it, and the one trophy he's won.
FA
This
Cup.
is the irony. The one trophy he's won are all from Emery's players. That's the irony of it. Don't forget that. Emery's
Yeah,
players.
nah, you're absolutely
So
right.
when it's all said and done, like I said, I think I want him gone this summer, and hopefully, God willing, Julian comes to Arsenal.
No, I hear you. If that ever happens, I would just be like, yo, Wenger, come back, man.
No, no,
Come
I
back,
will take him
Wenger.
back. By the way, I'll take him back too. Like I'm so sorry, Papa Wenger. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for protesting, for ousting you like that. I should have been more grateful, if I'm being honest.
Mhm.
I wish the Cronkies backed him like they did Arteta. I really did,
Yeah.
because
He's
Wenger
a
on a
top
string.
class coach.
Yeah, they never gave him money. Every year he had to work his miracles to get us top
Yeah.
four for 20 years straight. So honestly, I apologize. That was the man for
He had
us.
some marquee signings. Looking
Yeah,
back, like really
yeah.
marquee signings.
And he appreciates good football. Great football. He doesn't care about
He
dual marks,
knows.
physicality, terrorism football. He appreciates football for what it is. He
Yeah,
wouldn't give us the exciting football like we did with Ozil, Alexis, Ramsey, Cazorla, and them. And I trust Talent ID. I trust us so much. He was the first to bring foreign players in the 90s
yeah.
into the French market, bringing guys like Henri,
Henri.
Bergkamp. Mind you, all these guys were exiled from their clubs. Nobody wanted Bergkamp.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted Henri. Nobody wanted Vieira. He brought them, built them up.
Yeah.
So I trust
Nicolas Anelka. Yeah. Bunch of
Nelson,
good players. Yeah.
Petit. There's so many great players that he brought in for us, and I think I just wish, forget even managing. Even if he was our technical director, I would trust him.
Something. Yeah. Something with it where he could just speak like.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
trust him to do that, and he's Arsenal through and through, and assist.
100%.
Yeah, man.
But
Honestly,
yeah.
my club, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Moving forward, Wednesday we have the Champions League
Mm-hmm.
matchup against Dinamo. I don't even know how to
Look at
pronounce their last name.
Zagreb, yeah. Dinamo
Yep.
Zagreb. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that game? Moving forward, now we have some injuries, and
Mhm.
it's probably gonna be the same set of players.
Yeah.
Saliba's out for like about 2 weeks with his
Mhm.
injury, so it's gonna be slim again.
Mhm.
But what are your thoughts on that match? I mean, Dinamo is not the
Yeah.
best, or
Yeah.
the fiercest opponent. So we have some chances in the Champions League. So what are your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, so first things first, I think if we win one more game, it's locked in. We officially, advance to
Yep.
the bye round, right? We're in the top 8 officially. So
Yes,
I think
sir.
for that game, I believe we're at home, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. So if we're at
we've been
home,
consecutively at home. So
yeah. So just get that game unlocked. I think have the key starters playing, get it unlocked so that the final game, match
hmm
8, match week 8, we could play academy players, B team players. It doesn't matter whether we lose or not because we're locked in.
yeah,
So have our key players in. I think we should win. Theoretically, we should win. We are the
hmm
better team. We have better players. And the second thing is, if it's possible, please Arsenal, please bring in players before the next weekend's Premier League game.
yeah,
Please bring in
on
players.
the
Please.
25th. Yeah,
Man City coming up in 2 weeks, I believe. And I don't know if you saw the scores today. They dominated 6-0 away to Ipswich. Them boys are
yeah, they
back. They're back.
absolutely cooked. Yeah, they're back. They're back,
Boys are
hundred
back.
percent.
They got the players in January. They spent 200 million. They're back, and I
And
think
they just signed Haaland to that Shig
yeah,
Knight debt row contract. So
1 year
yeah,
contract.
he's
Sure.
locked in.
He's locked in. He's locked in. Phil Foden's on fire again. Haaland scored
Phil
again.
Foden, man. Oh my
So,
gosh, he's been scoring consecutively.
yeah.
He's been their knight in shining armor. I know Kevin De Bruyne used to be their
Mhm,
main man for the
mhm,
past years, but
yeah,
yo, Phil Foden is looking like
mhm,
jeez. Yeah, they're back and they're climbing. So
mhm. Yeah, no, it's incredibly scary because then now we're on the decline now, and it's like I don't think it's entirely crazy to say that they might finish second, right? I don't think it's crazy to say that they might surpass us or they'll officially re-enter the title race again. Because
yeah,
if I know anything about City, from January till May, they can go on a winning one. 18 games
yeah,
in a row. They've done it
playing
before.
like that. Yeah,
They've done it before twice. So it would not shock me at all, right? Funny enough, I did the math today. If they win all 18 games starting today till May 15, they
hmm
can finish with 92 points. 92 points. What a season that was deemed to be disastrous, they can finish with 92 points.
yeah,
So
that's
if they're
scary.
Arsenal, even Liverpool fans should be kind of worried. You gotta stay on your toes. You gotta be. It's not over. It's not over for
And
anybody.
their goal difference too. Like they've been scoring like at least
Oh,
four or
yeah.
five goals. So they're in terms of goal difference when it comes down to the end of the season, they're right up there, man.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
even Nottingham Forest, they're chasing us. They're literally chasing us. They're neck and neck with us.
Yeah.
Pause, but yeah, it's really a scary table from the top and the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
we
yeah.
shall see. But the Champions League, I do think we'll win.
Yes, sir.
We have to win, like
Yeah.
you said. It's
Yeah.
the last game to win, and we're secure. We're in there
Mhm,
and it gives some time for Saka to return
mhm.
again. We do need. I think Saka is going to be super impactful for us
Oh yeah.
in the second half of the season.
Oh yeah.
God willing, he stays healthy.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just unfortunate too, just to see Jesus out
Yeah.
as well. He's been his comeback story was was an amazing one. It was televised, and now
Yeah,
this, now with the ACL, no, you don't
yeah,
want to see any play in the league, any player at all go to ACL. It's a long road to recovery. We see Julian Timber last year with that, and it
mhm,
took him a while to even recover.
yeah,
Thankfully, he's back to the same, if not better, way he
so,
where he currently was before. So
mhm,
hopefully that's it for the injuries. But
yeah,
again, it goes back to our incomings and outcomings in the beginning of the season. Like we know injuries are a main thing for the season. Like it's bound to happen. God
yeah,
forbid it's bound to happen. So
yeah,
we don't account for that. By
yeah,
the midseason, we're stretched. And
yeah,
we've seen it now. We're
yeah,
super stretched, and we
yeah,
don't even have players to come on to make that difference
mhm,
when we actually need it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
no,
who do we
exactly.
like you said, who do we call on Sterling? And Sterling
Yeah,
really didn't produce. He
yeah,
had his moments in the first game that he started, but
yeah,
other than that,
not good
it
enough.
is what it is, man. It is what it is. Any final thoughts before I let you go, brother?
Final thoughts, like I said, for me, first things first, Arteta out always. I will always stand on that, no matter the result, win, lose, or draw. That's one thing you should know, Nigel. Arsenal fans tuning in, Arteta out, always and forever.
Yeah,
Second thing is, this team, for me personally, I'm sorry, the captain should either be Saka, Declan Rice, or Gabi. The reality is, I think the project has moved past Odegaard, in my opinion. I think he's a great player, but a player like that should not be the captain. He should not have that much responsibility, in my opinion. The last couple of games, he's been disgraceful. The whole season, to be honest, he's been disgraceful, even prior to the injury. I think a captain he shows out, he leads by example, and when we need them the most, it's Declan Rice that shows up, it's Gabriel that shows up, it's Saka that
yeah,
shows up. They're allowed not only with their playing ability, but even how they speak, how they direct and guide us, and that's my next thing for me. The same way Maguire was the captain at some point, I'm hoping for me the following season, whether we have a new coach or not, the reality is the captain has to be Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, or Gabriel. Those are my
I
two.
agree. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's the last couple games for Odegaard. He's been gone missing. That's true, absolutely true. But he has come alive, and we see some we see some Ozil like stuff from him during the season. So that I'm thankful for him on the squad. I mean,
It's one of those things where it's like Nigel for me is Arsenal fans have to understand that we used to think he was our De Bruyne, right? But he's not. When you actually deepen, when you actually like clock it, right? He's our
mhm,
Bernardo Silva, right? He's a secondary player. He's a second phase player. He is not supposed to be in the final third like De Bruyne is, like Bruno, Madison, Cole Palmer. These guys, he's in the shadows at times, hides in the big games. He should play. I think he should start. He's a brilliant player.
yeah,
He's not captain material, and he's not a number 10 material in my opinion. Again, he should be like we should be giving responsibilities to guys like Bukayo Saka way more than Odegaard in my opinion.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
we don't even have a number 10 for our kid. Like
we
that
don't,
kid hasn't even been
we
taken
don't,
for the
yeah,
season. So that's
we don't,
another
yeah,
another big thing because every club I could think of have a number 10 and a go-to guy. Like, all right, that your number 10 is the playmaker, the
exactly.
go-to person. We don't even have that. We have,
That's what
Odegaard number 8, but
I'm saying. It
that's
should
a
be
difference.
Saka. It should be Saka. Let's be honest. This is not
Yeah,
Arsenal. It's Saka FC. Everything runs through Saka, so it should be him.
100%.
But yes, those two are my final thoughts, my brother.
Yeah, man. Well, we will see on Wednesday. We'll definitely catch up after the game and see where we go from here,
Mhm.
moving forward to this weekend's game. I believe that's Wolves on the
Yeah.
25th.
Mhm.
We'll definitely catch up before them and see where what happens. A
Mhm.
lot of stuff could happen. We could wake up tomorrow and they have a marquee signing
Yeah.
right at our doorsteps, ready to come in and put in work.
Mhm.
But we shall see. We shall see what they do.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Prayers up.
praise up indeed, man. Enjoy the rest of your day,
All right,
and we'll
brother.
talk later, brother.
Thank
Peace.
you for having me, brother. Peace. Have a good one.